Hello everyone, and welcome to Be the Ant Preparedness. Let me close that the way, there we go. Now you don't get that reflection off the dome there, Anyway, I wanted to talk about post-shtf modes of transportation. We'll go with that. Now I'm not talking about bug out vehicles. That'll be another video for another time. But anyway, so after the event, how are people going to get around? And when I'm talking about this topic, this is for a year or two in. Things are starting to calm, okay, however you want to think about it. If you want to think that, the die-off's already happened, however you want to think about it. But whenever things start to calm back down again. Now, I'm not saying get back to like we are now, where we got Netflix and Coca-Cola. I'm not saying that. But to the point where they feel a little safer to venture out of their homes, shelters, bug out locations, whatever it is it may be, and they start to make connections again. Okay, you'll see the little communities, and people are starting to come together, and hopefully, I've talked about the groups thing many times, hopefully you guys are already in something like that to where you're prepared for that. But anyway, for those people that aren't, that make it through, they're going to start coalescing. And how are people going to get around? Okay, like you guys, I watch all the post-apocalyptic movies, and I read all the books, read a ton of books. So I've got an opinion on this. Vehicles as we think about them right now, unless somebody has figured out how to refine oil to get gasoline, don't know if you're going to see a lot of vehicles. Because even with a stockpile of gasoline, even if you treat it, okay, there's still a shelf life there, okay, and people are going to be watching how they use that fuel a lot, okay. Is that running their generator? Is that running the tractor to take care of the fields? I don't know if you're going to see too much of, hey, let's go for a ride and see what's going on. I don't know if you're going to see too much of that. But like I said, if somebody has figured out how to refine oil, on a semi-constant basis, or if they've developed a gasifier to fit the vehicle, or if they're running off of ethanol and they've got a supply of that, those things are possible. So you're probably going to see some, but it is most definitely not going to be like now. It will be a rare sighting to see a vehicle like we do now. So vehicles are on the iffy. Let's talk about horses. Okay, that's what we'll get horses. Well, the problem with horses is you got to feed them. You got to take care of their hooves, make sure that that's good. Take care of their whole body. But as far as putting shoes and all that, there's a lot of maintenance to them, in addition to the food costs. Now, I am sure there are some groups out there that have this down, they've got it planned out, and they're good to go. As for everyone else, I think if somebody sees a horse, they're going to be thinking about supper more than going for a ride, okay? So along with your wildlife population, I think you're going to be seeing your horse population go down rapidly as well. There'll still be some out there, of course, But as far as people getting around by horse, I don't know so much. Okay, it's once again, if I've got a horse in a post-apocalyptic situation, I don't know if I want to be taking it out too much, because the people that are around are probably going to be looking at it like supper more than something else, and they're going to be throwing lead at it. Okay. Now, as far as patrols on your property, yeah, that might work out. Still, you gotta use caution. But if you're watching this, you're already a cautious person anyway, right? Right. So horses not seeing as much. Bicycles. Bicycles are a possibility. Yeah, they're relatively low maintenance. You know, if you got a patch kit and extra chain or whatever, you know, for the most part, you know, bicycles might do all right. You get you one of those, see the child carrier trailers that they got, you know, find one of those at a garage sale. Yeah, you might be onto something there. But even with the bicycles, can't really watch your noise discipline too well. You know, with a bicycle, you know, you're riding as long, when you stop pedaling, you start getting that click, 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 and then the sound on the gravel and all that. But compared to a vehicle, much, much quieter. Compared to horses, absolutely quieter. So yeah, I think you might see the bicycles starting to come back in a little bit. Like with anything, there's going to be pros and cons, of course, but I think the bicycles might be there. You start getting into the motorcycles, and you're going to start getting into the same issues that you're having with the cars, trucks, SUVs as far as fuel. But you're talking about a motorcycle that sips fuel, okay? And I think you might see some motorcycles out there. Now, I don't know if you're going to see a big old Harley cruising through the woods. Okay, now dirt bikes, yeah, I think you might, and that might be the prime mode of transportation for, you know, your quote-unquote bad guys. You know, your raiders, your marauders, whatever you want to call them. They can get in someplace quick and they can get out quick, and you know, they don't take a lot of fuel. And as far as maintenance, I'm not a mechanic, but I can tear down a motorcycle engine and see if I can figure out what's wrong. As long as you haven't messed something up major in there, you can probably find what you need to get her running again. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking along bicycle, the two-wheeled variety. And but the main way for people are going to, it's just going to be on foot, guys. Like I said, unless you live in a oil producing region of the country and somebody has figured, I guarantee that there are groups that live in a oil producing area of the country, that these groups are definitely thinking about, okay, we've got the oil, what do we have to make it into gas, to make it into diesel? Okay, I guarantee they're working on that. So anyway, what are y'all's thoughts on the post-apocalyptic modes of transportation? What am I forgetting? As far as water travel, yeah, it's probably going to be back to paddle power. You know, you're getting in a canoe, or you know, if you're upstream and you need to get to downstream, you're just going to let the current of the river take you, or you're going to be seeing wind power again, probably on some of your lakes and things like that. But once again, you're in a slow-moving, floating contraption. I don't know if I want to call them boats, whatever. Yeah, boats, easy. You're in this slow-moving boat. That's an awfully good target, and you've got no cover out there whatsoever. So that's another thing to think about. For those of you that are thinking about it as far as bugging out via boat, if you're close to any banks or coastlines, there are going to be people, you know, just for fun, going to see if they can hit something, you know. But yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think? Comment below. What are going to be the prime modes of transportation post SHTF? So with that, let you go, and we'll talk to you after a while. Bye.